All right, I'm going to share. We're going to take a look at some of the things we've been talking about. So we've been looking at different kinds of lines. And right here is a perpendicular line. It's where two lines meet, and when they meet, they make a right angle. And remember, we talked about a right angle as if you had a piece of paper and it would follow along the sides of the corner of the paper. Okay? Intersecting lines are just lines that cross over and they make a V, and they're wide V's or a small V. Then we have parallel lines. They never cross. Think of like a train track or the lines on a road. They would never cross because it would cause problems if they ever did. Okay. Then we have looking at some things of a shape. And I've added some new things. But I'm going to start down here at, we talked about an angle. If it looks like a piece of paper could go right in that corner, that is a right angle. And I told some folks yesterday, a big clue that you have a right angle is they make it look like a little square in there. If they draw a curve to it, you know that's either going to be an obtuse or an acute angle, not the right angle, okay? And then we need to know about opposite sides. Opposite sides are they're across from each other, like the top and the bottom's opposite and the left and the right's opposite, okay? You'll need to know that for what we're going to do today. Then we need to know what, this is the new one. This was the main one that's new, adjacent. Adjacent sides are the ones that are right beside each other and their endpoints, remember we talked about endpoints, meet, they touch each other. So adjacent sides touch each other. Opposite sides, they don't touch each other. That's how you can tell the difference between the two. We have to know what a vertex is. It's the point where two sides meet. And the angle is on the inside of those sides. So always think of the angle being on the inside and the vertex is the point where they meet to make that angle. Okay. For what we're going to do today, we need to know these things. We need to know like right angles, perpendicular lines, parallel lines, adjacent sides, sides that are side by side and touch each other, opposite sides or across from each other and don't touch. We need to know right angles. We need to know, of course, angles and a vertex. Okay. So I've got this right here. I've cut it up. This was a chart. And we're going to focus on our quadrilaterals today with this. Let me get it where we can see them all. I'm going to have to raise this up a little bit because it's cutting off one of them. Let me do one thing. I need to slide this around. Do it like this. Take this paper away. There we go. Now I think you can see all of them, except for that light's kind of just not doing too good. All right, so we have a parallelogram, we have a rectangle, square, rhombus, trapezoid, and a kite. So you have what they look like. Now, what I need you to do is I'm going to put down attributes or things that describe them. And we have to figure out which one I need to put it beside. Okay? So which shape have opposite sides that are equal and parallel? Equal means the same length. And parallel, remember we talked about parallel lines, they would never cross. And we talked about opposite. And then the opposite angles are equal. That would mean opposite angles that are across from each other. They would be the same thing across from each other. So which one of those would this be the best to describe? Where do I need to put it? Anybody got an idea which one I need to put it beside? Which shape has opposite sides that are equal and parallel, and the opposite angles are equal? They're the same kind of angles.
Square.
Think that needs to be square? Okay. Well, we'll put it there. There we go. All right, here's the next one. Opposite sides are equal and parallel, and all angles are right angles. And that when you talk about degrees, remember I told you you're going to learn how to measure them. A right angle is 90 degrees. So which one should this be? Where all opposite sides are equal and parallel, and all angles are right angles.
Rectangle.
Rectangle? Okay, so a rectangle, let me put it up at rectangle. Now think about this. Are all the sides equal on a rectangle? Is that side the same length as that side, and that one, and that one? A little shorter than that one, don't they? So I don't think that one's going to work there, is it? We have to find where all sides are the same length, the opposites are parallel, and the angles are in right angles, all right angles. That works for everything except for the length, because you got longer sides and shorter sides. We put that one to the side and let's work on others. And maybe sometimes when you have trouble like that, go, I'm gonna set that to the side. I'll come back to it later, because I might get the others put in places and it'll help out. Okay, opposite sides are parallel. All sides are equal and all angles are right angles. Oh.
Rhombus.
Rhombus, okay. Because if you look at it, the opposite sides are parallel, they never cross. They look like they're all the same length. And then these are all right angles, because I can always test it out. Get another piece of paper and kind of see if it matches the corners of a piece of paper. It does. All right. Here we go with another one. Opposite sides are parallel. All sides are equal, and the opposite angles are equal. So when you're looking at opposite angles, you're looking at the shape and you're looking at opposite across from it. Like these two would match, but these two would match, but not all four of them. Which one of those where the opposite ones look like they're the same? Looks like all sides are the equal size. These are kind of tough, aren't they? Let's look at parallelogram. Do all the sides look like they're the same length?
No.
No. So we know the ones where it says all sides are the equal. So all sides are equal, all sides are equal, opposite sides are equal. This one could, these three could not be for that one. But look at this. Opposite sides are equal and parallel, and the opposite angles are equal. Does that look like that one's equal to that angle over there? And then this angle and this angle look like they're equal? They do, don't they? So square's got to have a little bit more description to it, because about being what kind of angles they are. Remember the type of angles. Whenever you have anything that has a right angle in it, you need to find something that tells you about a right angle. So do you think, let's see, if I move that one up there, does that look like that makes sense? Opposite sides are equal and parallel, and then their opposite angles are equal. So that one describes that one a little bit more. Okay. So here on this, opposite sides are parallel, all sides are equal, and all angles are right angles. So let's forget about the last one and say opposite sides are parallel. That matches that one, that one, that one. So we got to think of these three, which one it would be. Now, are all sides equal in a rectangle?
No.
No. So we can rule out rectangle. So now we're just looking at square and rhombus. All angles are right angles. Are all
Yes.
angles on a square right angles?
Yes.
Are all square angles on a rhombus right angles?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to come put that in the middle. We still got to find another one that matches that one. That goes with all of them. Okay, how about this one? Opposite sides are parallel. All sides are equal. That's the same thing as both of those two. Opposite angles are equal. Does that match both of them too? Because if all of them are 90 degrees, are they opposite ones equal? So basically, these are the same kind of thing, just saying it differently. This one specifically says 90 degrees. And remember, I told you we really need to make sure we say that, or that it's a right angle. We need to make sure we say right angles when we are describing a square. So that one goes more with square. And then this one goes with rhombus. Because if you look at a rhombus, doesn't a rhombus look like it was a square and then it just got tilted like this? Square.
Yeah.
Rhombus. Okay. But whenever we describe a square, we have to make sure we need to say right angles with the square. Okay. That's how you tell the difference between the two and describe it. Okay. So let's take a look at this one. Opposite sides are equal and parallel, and all angles are right angles. Now, the three we have left, which one have opposite sides being equal and parallel? They would never cross if they kept going. And every one of the angles is a right angle.
Rectangle.
Yep, because these are not all right angles here. And for sure, those are not parallel lines on a kite. So this leaves us with putting it with rectangle. All right. How about this one where it says one pair of opposite sides is parallel? Only one of their sides is parallel.
Trapezoid.
Yeah, there's trapezoid because the top and the bottom, if I kept on making lines and going with them, they would never cross. Okay, so that leaves us a kite. Let's see what they say about kite. It says two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Remember we said adjacent means ones that touch each other. Let me see if I can get something that can point here. So like right here, these top two right here, they're adjacent because they touch together at the top. Do they look like they're the same length right there?
No.
Yeah, really on a kite. This, if I measured it, it would be like 2 inches, and that one would be 2 inches. What about these down here? They're adjacent, they touch. Do they look like they're the same length? If I measured this one as 5, would that one measure as 5? It should, okay? Then it says one pair of opposite sides are equal. So like right here, it should be opposite angles. Whoever typed this up, I got it off the internet. It should be angles. See this angle right here and this angle right here? If I measured them with a protractor, they would be the same measurement. like 45 degrees. If that one measured 45 degrees, then this one would be 45 degrees. These two are very different because if you look at this one's an obtuse, a big wide angle, and this one's a little acute. These are acute as well, but they're equal. These two don't match on top and bottom, okay? I know this is a lot of information and a lot of it seems so much the same, especially between the rhombus and the square, but the more we practice it like this, the better we'll get at it, okay? Because it's very important for what you're going to have on the test. All right, so I'm going to stop share right now. And then I'm going to stop the recording and you all can come back.